Please,
Yes.
Ms. McCall.
Mr. Ferguson?
Mm.
Mr.
I'm here.
Knight?
I'm here.
Ms. Montgomery?
Here.
I think we're missing Ms. Thornton.
We do have a quorum. Thank you. I'd like to then get a motion for the approval of the regular meeting minutes for March 14th, 2024. Anyway,
I propose that we defer approval of the meeting minutes.
second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So the third. Moving on to public comment period. May I help you, sir?
Yes, my name is John Silvestri, and I had 2 items. After hearing the last vote, I now have 3 items.
Okay.
What I really came about was I presented to the board Richard's 214C158 and Lulu 457P255. And my recollection is the board took action to reissue the Richards because the 2022 that was filed after the BOV was decided, a notice wasn't issued. And I know that on Lulu, I got a notice for 2023 and then a subsequent dated 2021, which would wipe out the 2023. And my memory is pretty clear that you took action for that to be reissued. What is problematic for me is when I present something to your board, I always have to make a right to know law request for the minutes. And what I'm requesting is that you either establish a policy that the minutes as approved may be distributed through your administrator without a right to know law request. And when I was here last time, which is the 3rd item, you deferred voting on the minutes from 2 meetings ago. And I didn't hear that as being the subject of minutes approval earlier today. And that's kind of integrated with what I see on the agenda as item 10F. I think that if possible, well, not if possible, if it's your will as a board that the public have the historical agenda, the historical minutes, that those should be posted. County Council, when I've been following the legislation, they have a drop-down menu, whatever past agenda you want, whatever past minutes you want, even the audio of the meeting, it's all there. I didn't stay for one of the meetings that had many speakers on the conflict in the Middle East. I went back and watched it. It was very interesting. It was not an issue of which I have a lot of interest, but I was interested in what people had to say. So I'd ask that those 3 things be posted if you have a liaison with the IT department.
Well, Mr. Silvestri, I'll tell you, I completely agree with you. I have, since I arrived here, I believe our minutes should be online because there's no reason you should have to do right to know requests for board minutes. So I'm in 100% agreement. I don't know how to accomplish that, but I have been making that exact same statement. So.
Suggestion, maybe Ken Barhola, our county council, Barbara contacts him and he makes all that happen. When I was in the private sector, I recall, he would send me audio, everything. And it's all posted. And if we use what county council does as a model, we're a public agency, truly.
I think that's right, because
Barbara.
it shouldn't be a right to know request, it just shouldn't be. You should be able,
Yeah.
almost every other government body that I deal with, you can click on their website and find their agendas and their minutes.
I agree.
And even find their YouTube channel, I mean, you can find that,
All right,
not that
so
anybody wants.
we're assigning that task to Barbara to get hold of Mr. Rahal and make that happen. And on your other points, do you have this written down?
I do.
While you're up here, if you would, please sign in.
Oh, I didn't realize it was a signage.
Mr. Sylvester did send this to me yesterday.
Oh, good.
And him and I were, he was in motion court yesterday, but he and I were trying to work on getting some of it resolved.
All right, so the other points that he's bringing up today, you're on.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you for the suggestion.
All right. Is there anybody online that is interested in speaking? All right, moving on, we next have the solicitor's report.
So
Which I understand we can't do today. Moving on, Appeals Department report, Ms. Brown.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I believe that you should have received tax years 2020 through 2024 in the appeals status report. Currently, as the report states, we have received 3,729 appeal applications for 2024. And we are still chugging along at getting these other reports completed with your help. And we thank you for moving forward with as many as you have. And we're about 3,500 less than we were last year this time.
Any anticipation of what's to come?
No, this is the last week, and we've been getting approximately 150 to 200 a day. So if it continues with that, we'll still be under possibly 5,000, maybe 6,000.
Okay,
So
interesting.
that's less than half, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
So we'll see what this week brings, and of course the weekend. So they have until Monday at midnight to get the appeal applications in, because the 31st is a Sunday, so the filing deadline is extended until April 1st.
Are we gonna have somebody standing outside till midnight to collect them?
I do not believe that is the case. I believe that most of them that we're receiving now are via email or on the portal, and they seem to be using that timeline, midnight, to get things in. So I'm hopeful that they will continue to do just that. And maybe there won't be a long line at our counter on Monday morning.
All right, very good.
Any other question? If someone called me yesterday, if they file online and they get someone to represent them, what would be the process?
I believe that and it's been a long time since I've looked at the online filing, but I believe there's a spot on there that you check in your drop-down box or whatever, and you just assign your authorized rep there. Is that correct, Lori?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good.
But I haven't looked in a long time.
And that's all I have.
All right, thank you very much.
You're
Barbara,
welcome.
you
Yes. You want me to pull that up for you now?
Yeah, if you could. There were two things. Yeah, as you know, I've been counting backwards because it's very difficult to get straight answer on how many are out there and how many are left. I know the process, I'm fine with that, but the numbers are always confusing. So Barbara, what happened to that?
I'm putting it back. I want to just share it with everyone so
Oh,
they can see
good,
it
yeah.
too. But-
And all I do is every 2 weeks, I just add the widgets. And today we're around 1148. You want to count one or two stragglers, but the bottom line is since January 2nd, we will have approved almost 12,000, which is unbelievable. My problem all along when I started here in October was, get them done by the end of the year. I think we're going to do a good job this year because we have a lot of count. But all I'm trying to show you is the impact of the city. And Barbara, if you could show that internet site that I sent you yesterday. Can you, at the top, can you view and make it 150%?
I'm not going to see how large this thing because mine is the same here.
There's a plus sign in the middle, or
In the middle.
middle of the bar, yeah.
There you go, keep going. Okay, stop there. This is a site that we've had for many years. Are any of you familiar with this site?
No.
Okay, you are now, okay. It's a municipality map. It is something that I put together years ago for taxing bodies. If you're a tax collector, you want to know, once the chief assessor certifies, and you did on January 12th, 21,851,000,000, whatever. And historically, I've been following this 20
Excuse me,
something.
Mr. Sully, Mr.
Yeah.
Sully, Barbara, can you share the screen?
I thought I did
I
that.
thought she was.
Yes, that's why I jumped off. Okay,
Can anyone else see the screen? It's on virtual?
let me.
No, I
No.
cannot.
No.
What is that in here? Are you guys able to view it now?
No, we see the boardroom.
We can send you the link if we can. I'm just gonna,
Go back to Teams,
uh,
go to share. Share screen, click on screen. Go to
that's
share.
it, share screen.
Yeah, go to, click on share
That's
again.
it.
There you go.
Take it as no
Just go to
time.
screen. Okay, see how it's red? Now you're sharing your screen. Now go down and find it.
Here it is.
Got it, thank you.
Yay! Okay, again, this won't take long, but here's what I observed over the last 10 years as a private citizen. Each year, the county, OPA, this site adds about $1 billion in additional assessed value. Okay? And that comes from new construction, appeals, the so-called newcomer appeals, what goes on in court. But what's interesting about this site that I've never seen before, when the chief assessor certified on January 12th, we're only, as of a few days ago, there's a drop of 150 million, which I've never seen before. And this is only the city of Pittsburgh. And here's where I'm going with this. In early December, I talked about Pittsburgh being different than the other municipalities. Pittsburgh sends their tax bills out. They sent their tax bills out when we certified, correct? You sent them the information and they sent out tax bills.
They go out later. Only the counties go out.
Okay, let me finish. The city of Pittsburgh sent them out in January. Anybody here live in the city of Pittsburgh? Did you get your tax bill in January?
And I paid it,
Yeah.
just so everyone knows. I
Okay,
paid it.
but it was based on the certification of January 12th. And what I'm saying is, all three taxing bodies, the school, the city, and the county, now have to refund because we we disposed of the appeals after the certification. And I have it on the agenda down below. If we could, as a group, OPA and BPAAR, schedule the cities and put a big emphasis, not just this year, every year, we'll be able to accommodate the city where there won't be any dispositions coming out, hopefully, after January 1. But I'm looking at what we're going to approve today. I think there's 8 buildings, all city, and we're reducing the taxable value 66 million. Wow. And that's just for 2023. So again, the IT changes these numbers every Saturday night. And I'm just saying, as a group, just focus on those Pittsburgh numbers as a board and get them out of the way before we certify next year. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
So it does illustrate.
Thanks so much, Mr. Sully.
Yes.
I really appreciate seeing and learning this information. I just think we all need to remember that 2023 was an extraordinary year. It was a historically extraordinary year, in addition to the fact that our staff, BPAAR staff, had been short for well into a year and a half, not to mention the loss via death of another board member. So we had the CLR, we had 2 additional opportunities to appeal. We had record numbers of everything. So if we want to evaluate and look back, and I totally agree with the idea of emphasis on Pittsburgh, but I don't expect that we'll have any problem getting everything done. So I just want to remember that 2023 was extraordinary.
I agree with you 100%, but I'm not talking about 2023 or even 2024. I'm just saying, moving forward, our appeals calendar should put Pittsburgh first, period.
And my point is that with the new legislation that we have, Mr. Sully,
Yeah.
that it will happen anyway, and with the decreased number of appeals we have, our burden is going to be lightened, so it's going to be done anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, Ms. Baldwin can take that screen down so we can see who's with us. Thank you. Lou, Mr. Tate, you wanted to say something?
I don't disagree with anything that's been said about doing Pittsburgh first. I do disagree with the $150 million drop that you indicated coming from here.
I didn't say that.
I know, but you implied that it was because of Pittsburgh not being processed.
Yes.
Most of the 150 came from the Board of Viewers. We don't control that.
I disagree
The
because
significant number of drops in the downtown buildings were negotiated at the Board of Viewers.
I disagree. I'll tell you why. When we vote on this, I go through numbers, and I just gave you a number, 66 million.
Right.
Reduced value here today. 2022, the Ys, 55 million reduced. And all of the iconic buildings, most of them except one, were reduced by BPAAR. So I don't want to get into a debate other than I disagree with your, you get the BPAAR, the Board of Viewer information. Do you want to share that with us? All I'm saying is my argument here today was Pittsburgh first, even during the reassessment. Get Pittsburgh done first. That's all.
And we're in agreement.
And I'm done. I'm finished. But thank you.
All right, moving on. Items from OPA, Ms. Brooks.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to touch base on the update with adding a field for the CLR into IIS. Our IT team is still working with Tyler. They're currently working in the test site to see which fields work best. Again, once we have more concrete information to share with you all, we will do that.
Excellent. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, let us move on. Items for consideration from the Board Administrator, Ms. Baldwin.
I have a few. The first item, the rescind and reissue for parcels 249, N is in Nancy, 126, and 298, N is in Nancy. It's supposed to be 33 and not 38. I apologize because it's 33 on my report here.
The correct number is?
298, N 33.
33, not
Yes.
38.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
So these items were on my report last week and were tabled. And they weren't reviewed or anything, so I'm putting them back on the agenda. They were both items that property owners, and I'll take the first one, 298N33. Mr. Hughes called in and indicated that the CLR was not applied to his appeal. And these are also ones that both Mr. Ferguson and Ms. Strength reviewed and signed off on. So they were supposed to be on a report over like almost a month ago. And I'm just looking to see if the board, we can get the board to approve what was already reviewed by Mr. Ferguson and Ms. Strength for these rescind and reissues.
So you're fine with this?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll move that we rescind and reissue parcel ID 298N33 for 2023 and 249N126.
They were administrative errors.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
Okay. Then the next one is a rescind. I'm not really sure how the board would handle this, and I would look to Ms. Shrimp and Mr. Ferguson to see how they would handle it. But this parcel ID 450N as in Nancy 392 came over from the BOV, Ms. Michelle Lally. And apparently there were two tax years at hand for this parcel, 2022 and 2023. The 2022 was heard and the 2023 was still pending to be scheduled and heard. And when the property owner received the 2022 disposition, they took it over to the BOV. They appealed it, and there was a stip put in for the 2022 that was supposed to carry over. But in the meantime, the 2023 was heard, and it went through the process, and they received a disposition for that. So it changed their value
What the
from,
board did, what BOV did,
yes,
okay?
it changed the value on it, from what the BOV did. So the BOV, I think the stipulation for this one was 39,000, I believe. And
39.6.
39.6. Okay, thank you. And it went up to 63.4 with the 2023 decision. So I'm not really certain how we remedy this issue for the 2023.
It clearly should have been court locked, and the 2023 appeal should have been administratively withdrawn due to the court lock. So, and never should have been heard. So it was this error in scheduling. So I think that the 2023 just needs to be rescinded, and the file in IES marked as administratively withdrawn pursuant to the BOV stipulation.
Okay. Parcel ID again?
450 and
24 is also
392.
that,
So moved.
There's an appeal pending for 24.
but not about appeal, but
The
the
stip-
number, the value of 63.4 carried forward for 24 already.
Well, I think Liz can fix that when she pulls the administrative withdrawal for 23. She can pull the roll over. So,
Just so going forward,
yeah, so it'll be 2023 and forward will be the same as the 22 stipulation in BOV.
So how do you catch that? So, one files an appeal for 2022 and 2023. And the 2022 obviously went ahead, and received a disposition. The 2023 is entered to be scheduled. There's no issue. You don't know whether there's one until after the fact, because that 2023 was already out there. And, you know, filed it, that was a timely filed appeal. They were just heard at 2 different times. So
So that number one, that's the first problem, is the 22s and 23s weren't all heard together sometimes, which created some of this problem. Number 2, this was an extraordinary year because you don't often have 2 tax years, or if you do, you have a small universe of appeals where you're hearing, you know, back years due to change notices and things like that. So they're usually not so difficult to catch. It's just this year you had a lot of them.
Yes, this year,
And things got separated
we saw
and
several years worth.
things didn't get put into the system with appeal locks. So
But it's fixable.
it's fixable, it's very fixable. Yep.
All right,
It wasn't a
so this is going to be,
There is a motion and a second, I think. I think you just need a voice
do
vote.
we have a second? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
I'm sorry.
Listen,
Okay. So move then.
Okay.
So how do we fix this then? How is it?
I thought it was just dead.
you're gonna rescind the disposition for 23. You're gonna mark IAS administratively withdrawn forward, and the 22 will roll over for 23 and 24.
Okay.
And forward, 25, and 26.
Unless-
Well, change for another.
And that's not, status quo.
All right.
And there's another one that's like that I thought, I saw you say you were gonna put on your list for today. I don't know if it was, or because Michelle Ali, I think, sent 2.
It was, but my report didn't make it to the agenda, so I
Right,
can't,
that
I
was
can't
my
take
error.
action. Yeah, and we can't take action on it.
Okay.
All right, moving on then to the board approval lists.
Well, I still have.
Oh, I'm sorry.
just-
That's all you had on the sheet.
Just in other news, the BPAAR mandatory training, I just wanted to give, the board an update as to what action Mr. Sully and I have taken with respect to, getting the training all set up. So we worked with Ms. Lori Lawyer of the County Commissioners Association, County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania and Assessors Association of Pennsylvania to obtain the training materials. So that's all set through the learning management system. Mr. Sully and I met with the IT department, and also her name is Ellen over in events. We met with her to take a look at the gold room to see how, how we're going to project the training materials and whatnot. I think one of the issues of having it on the weekend is that there's not going to be any support from DIT. So I think anyone that we catch, that's unable to attend the training on the 12th, we'll obviously have to have it here one day during the week or something like that. We have more supports.
Okay, and do you have any feedback as of right now?
Oh, yeah. Right now, we probably have about 95% of the hearing officers, both residential and commercial. We haven't heard back from some board members, but not unless you want to take the opportunity now to say if you're going to attend or not. I would be happy to do so.
You mentioned the 12th?
Yes.
I will attend on the 12th.
Okay.
Just make sure,
I'll be able to.
just sure me the times and the actual location, I'll be there.
I'll be able to.
How many-
Isn't it 8 to 4:30 in the goal room?
Yes.
Isn't the time already set? Yeah, okay.
Is that a yes for you too, Ms.
No,
Montgomery?
not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. Thanks.
So everyone knows, I put 8 to 8:30 for registration. You can come in at 8:30, But some people plan to be there at 8 and then they get there at 8:30. You just try to, move the calendar, the timeframe back. But how many would that be? 20, 19?
Yeah, more than that, we'll probably be close to like 20, 25 people.
That's a good turnout.
That's both the hearing officers and the board?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
And they also have a large screen that they drop from the ceiling. So we were gonna use the little flat screens like this, but the screen it's large. So I think having the IT people will be there in the morning to make sure we don't have any,
Well, we're gonna do a dry run.
yeah, a
first.
day or two
Yes.
before.
To Just to be
Again,
sure
the
everybody.
people we're working with are great. The two IT people, the events coordinator. So we're good. We're set.
I'll have to leave at 4 o'clock. I have a doctor's appointment at 4:30. That can't change.
Okay. We'll still get you a certificate, Mr.
Just
Smith.
want to be transparent.
Ms. Trump, you on this list?
I can't attend, I have an arbitration that day.
Okay.
There will be an alternate date. We're not going to announce it until the 12th. Because what we're seeing is people are saying, oh, I can make it. I changed my plans. But that's good. 25 people is pretty good.
Ms. Mullen, anything else?
That's it for me.
Thank you. On to the board approval list, starting with interim tax year 2021. First parcel 561E50. And we have interim tax year 2022, parcel ID 436B-Boy 4. And tax year 2022, first parcel 50 and Nancy 26. On to tax year 2022Y. First parcel 1C Charlie 170. And last tax year 2023, first parcel 708 S Sam 22. Any polls or recusals, Mr. Snipe?
None for me.
Ms. Leon?
None.
Mr.
So,
No? Okay, I'm trying to go down my list. Mr. Sully?
no.
Thornton never made it, did she?
I'm here.
She
Oh,
is.
you are here?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
thank you. And what say you? Any
Yes.
polls or recusals?
No polls.
And Ms. Montgomery?
None for me.
And none for me. I have a motion, please.
She's there, but her camera.
Motion to approve the board approval list as announced by Mr. Ferguson.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Do we have any old business?
Well, Ms. Brooks gave us the update with Tyler. They're still working on adding the CLR field.
Okay. Nothing further? Moving on to new business. Mr. Sully, item A.
Item A, we're complying with the training. We have that set up. The other bill dealt with the process. It's a two-step process. And our solicitor will correct me if I'm incorrect. It's a two-step process. Hearing officer hears the appeal. Second step is A board member signs off, or B, a hearing officer signs off.
That's not correct.
No.
The process is a hearing officer hears the appeal, a board member signs off, and then under the current system, a case file reviewer enters the board member's decision into the system.
Unless I see an issue, which then it gets.
Again, the ordinance doesn't say that. You know, I consider that third step a data entry.
And that's what it is, it's data entry.
I know, but we spent almost 170,000 on data entry since I started here. Because what we have is case reviewers who mean well, but they're not data entry. And I hope that the third step, we can get a minimum of 2 people. I think in 5-6 weeks, data entry people can enter 6,000 appeals into IAM. So we'll talk about it.
Hopefully, we don't need that because and I think I put it out to the board and I've been trying to work with IT to get it. I would like to get another status so that the paper goes away.
I'm with you.
So, I mean, hopefully that
Yeah.
step can kind of get even more truncated by this new status.
Here's where I'm going to
Now that's
disagree.
exciting.
Here's where I'm going to
That's
disagree with.
exciting.
I want you to go back to the ordinance to see if I'm correct, because I believe I am. Here, a hearing officer hears the appeal. board member signs off, it's over.
It is.
Okay, all right,
I don't
and we're on the
disagree.
same page.
There's no
There's no third step
there's no
other
third
than
step.
data
It's
entry.
data entry. However, BPAR has never been,
Inundated.
BPAR has never had the opportunity to have temps or the opportunity to have data entry people. So BPAR has always used its independent contractors to do that
And I'm
work.
saying this year, maybe we can explore that.
Certainly.
Yes,
Are
again,
you of the opinion that OPA couldn't do it? They do the, we approved today, they're sending out dispositions. They're
Correct.
sending out values.
But they're already in the system. I think from a legal perspective, that's crossing the line.
Okay,
BPAR should be separate since
I
we're
agree with you.
quasi judicial.
I just wanted to hear you. So either A, we get temps, or because we're not 12 months a year.
Correct.
And we hired temp in December and January, am I right?
I wasn't involved with the hiring of that temp, so.
that sounds about
Mr. Carter,
right. But
yeah.
again, this was an anomaly of a year.
I know, but we can still do that. I'm
If
of
we
the
need to,
opinion we
yes,
can do
it
that.
can be done,
If
absolutely.
we can spend 170,000 on data entry over 5 months.
Well,
we can-
I don't think that's ever going to occur again.
No, but what I want to see is that 60-day window, that's all.
And I really think that
I think we're on.
getting a
on the same.
new status would be so helpful for that. And then it would make it even easier for a data entry person to do it because they wouldn't have to decipher what's on the hearing officer report, what's on the paper. So that's my hope. And I mean, I'm hoping that we can get that status and get it rolled out.
And there's one other thing, if a board member can't sign off within a certain period of time, I'm not saying what it is yet, then we can get some of our appraiser case reviewers to sign off.
No, they can't. Like, that's actually your
It's in the
job.
ordinance.
No, your job is to sign, BPAR's job is to.
The ordinance doesn't say that.
I
Can
don't,
you
I'll double check, but I
double
think,
check
I
and get
think,
back?
I think the board's responsibility is to review the hearing officer work. I don't think we can delegate the actual decision-making process
I
to,
believe we do.
I don't think we have the ability
That's
to do
okay.
that, but I'll check.
If you're right, you're right. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay, can just check on that.
Sure.
All right, we've covered A and B.
Well, remember the beginning of the ordinance states that we as BPAR are to be having hearings. And Mike, your desire to involve us in actually hearing hearings is based on the ordinance. So the ordinance also allowed us to hire people to do this work, but it did not, the ordinance doesn't currently state that our responsibility as BPAR members is in any way different. The ordinance clearly states in the first paragraph that we are responsible for making that final decision on the hearings. That's what the ordinance states, the first two sentences.
But it doesn't say we sign off. It said, and Amy, I talked to you about this once. If we didn't sign off on anything, we could certify it. And you said yes.
Well, the whole,
No, I'm
from a
just
legal
saying,
perspective,
I
I would
won't do
ask,
that.
yeah, I would ask what basis the whole board
But
would
there's
have.
nothing in the ordinance that says we have to sign off. Here's what's in the ordinance. If I hear an appeal and I want to, and I think I need your approval as a independent contractor. If I hear an appeal, a board member must review that. That's in the ordinance. If a hearing officer hears an appeal, it's board member or hearing officer. And that's what I want you to look for, okay?
I
We'll get it
understand,
on.
I think we're talking about two different things, but.
I know.
We'll get back to it.
Yeah, we will. You'll get back to us on that.
Next, so we did C, Pittsburgh first, we've done D, ex parte communication policy.
Right, I come in today and there's a number of these, and I assume this is Frank.
So Mike, that is quasi judicial. I'd rather discuss that in executive session.
I
because-
didn't say what it was.
Wait, yeah, but to get into it, I would like to discuss that in executive session. Since
All right.
it's quasi judicial deliberations.
And we agree to that.
You want to do that today?
Yeah.
So going up an executive to discuss quasi judicial deliberations.
Very good. Moving on to F, preserving board meeting audio. We already covered that.
We already covered that, so.
All right, anything else? Then it appears we are going to have an executive session to follow right after we close today's session. Then,
Be quasi judicial on personnel.
I'm sorry,
Quasi judicial on personnel.
thank you. Okay.
Mr. Fabian, as I always say, thank you for attending. It's good to have at least one person from OPA.
We thank everybody else for attending today. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Great day, everyone. Looks like it's gonna be nice outside for a couple hours.
Is it gonna rain for this?
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to rain, but
Better than the blizzard they were having in the Midwest.
Yeah, I would much rather have rain than a blizzard, for sure.
Good, that open ticket.
Thank you.
all right.
I think Tyler's gonna come through with that field, I hope so.
Miss Pusateri still on.
I'm trying to put people out.
That's the way you said that.
I'm sorry, it's just how it came out, but let me see how. She's like, hold on strong.
I think as long as if you look at the different lists, you can fix them out.
Miss Pusateri, are you there?
You
Yeah, it's not letting me disconnect.
go to more,
Oh, no.
or go to, what's together mode? Doesn't change, huh?
I think it's under people.
People?
Yeah, the people.
And
People who need people.
That's what I
So
wanted.
we did Ray singing, one.
Miss Pusateri, do you have the red phone on the end?
Again, and you should be able to, there.
Okay, right here.
Yeah, you should be able to click around.
And Susan,
Remove from meeting. Thank you, Ms. Pisteri, we're not kicking you out. Well, we are, but.
So is that everybody?
All right, she's showing gone on my screen.
Yeah,
The top
she's
of my
showing.
screen says,
others,
someone is now only recording the meeting.
Yeah, so you want to turn off the recording,
I
please?
thought I did that too. And I said, stop recording. Stop.
Stop recording.